Dear Kobe, my dad took me to my first Laker game as a 7-year-old girl. And even then, I knew from the first time I walked through that forum door that I was about to experience something like never before. I loved everything about the game, the lights in the arena, the whole energy. But there was one thing that really stood out. That's when the crowd was chanting, Kobe. Of course, back then, you were actually Froby. I looked up at my dad and asked, who's that guy? Ah, that's Kobe. In fact, I used to play street ball with his dad back in Philly. I watched your every move on the court until the final buzzer came, and at the end, I knew it was basketball that would be my game. I'm one of the lucky ones who got hooked in at a young age, and it was you who first introduced me to my passion. I began a quest for hoop splashing. I joined the middle school team. Oh man, even reminiscing on all of that right now. It's such a dream. And as far as the league, oh, the purple and gold became my NBA team. You made it easy for my family to know what to leave me under the Christmas tree. Tickets! Your brand of basketball was excellence. You inspired a generation to yell your name when shooting anything in, as if your name had magical powers to will it in. And in all fairness, I think it did. We named you after the most deadly snake, because if it was your game at stake, there would be no prisoners left to take. Not from the Mamba in his prime. Fear to revere, the love nor the hate caused you to break. What a lesson you gave us all on how to be great. Some called it arrogance. I saw it as raw confidence. You gave us what's known as Mamba mentality, which is the brand name for turning your dreams into reality. It's a simple recipe. Hard work and relentlessness creates a belief that anything is a possibility. And that opens the door to a person's full potential. I think we can all agree you reached yours tenfold. You were so connected to the greatness within that when challenge was thrown in your face, you didn't even flinch. We watched you sign each game with your heart, and you won because you played with passion as art. And then the time came. We all saw you hurting on the court. But even then, I couldn't imagine a world where you didn't play ball anymore. You told us you had given it your all.
A love so deep, I gave you my all. From my mind and body to my spirit and soul.
I don't think there's one person who could challenge you on that call. The night your NBA games came to an end, you gave us a 60-point win. And that same night, I'll never forget, you taught us the true difference between a hero and a villain. This was the beginning of your career transition.
We all have a little hero and villain inside of us, man. And it's just, depending on perspective. One day we were driving back from school with my kids. We were having a conversation about villains in movies. And I think we were talking about Voldemort or something. And they asked me, I said, well, what makes a villain a villain? Me and my kids were all allergic to bees. And so I said, if a bee is flying around your head, what are you going to do? She said, well, I'm going to take a magazine, I'm going to roll it up, I'm going to try to knock it out the air. I said, okay, well, to you is the bee the hero or the villain? She said, well, the villain. I said, well, what about the bee that's flying around minding its own business? Is it the hero or the villain? Are you the hero? And she goes, well, I would be the villain. I said, well, exactly. It's all a matter of perspective.
Your next chapter was storytelling. Wait, just like me? Oh yeah, by the way, remember that little girl who watched you play? She grew up to become an LA sports host, and it was your influence who impacted her career the most.
You guys know no one loves the Lakers or Kobe more than me.
You inspired me on the court for years, and the thought of losing that brought me to tears. But unlike the many others before you, you didn't really leave us when you walked off the court and hung up your shoes. You continued to give, and the world continued to reward you.
Dear basketball, Glenn Key and Kobe! To my wife, Vanessa, our daughters, Natalia, Gianna, and Bianca, ti amo con tutto il mio cuore. You are my inspiration. Thank you so much, guys.
If I could sum up your career in one word, it would be inspired. Even down to your last day, you were lighting a fire up under LeBron James. Inspire. Though none of us could have predicted what would soon after transpire.
Times is reporting that retired Los Angeles Lakers basketball star Kobe Bryant has been killed in a helicopter crash.
At a time when we're constantly bombarded with headlines that spell trouble, You took your last breath and reminded us that life is so fragile. I couldn't help but cry. But I'll always remember, legacies never die. Your legacy reaches far beyond sport. You created something that I'm not sure anyone has been able to accomplish before. There are 24 years worth of stories on your personality. Good, bad, inspiring, tiring, mean, but in the end, we all see it was family that was your priority. Looking at pictures of you now, wait a minute. What's that I see? That wedding band. That looks like your 6th ring. Thank you, Kobe. Love you always.